Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. You know who it is. It's your girl, Fell in Love with Carly, with another segment of Let Me Be Real with You. But today's segment is an exclusive. I have Miss Erin Brooks, Miss Curvy CEO herself, on the show today, and we're going to still talk about relationships because that can go anywhere, you guys. You know that. Any and everywhere. Hi, Miss Erin.
Hello, 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 everybody.
How are you today? And thank you for joining the show.
Of course, I couldn't wait. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Look, I'm excited as well. I was trying to fix up. Well, I'm gonna leave. Let me leave stuff alone, y'all. Y'all know I'm behind the scenes trying to act like I'm an IT person. But anyway, let's get back to you. Um, Tell me something about yourself. I know we put on our flyers that you are a serial networker, entrepreneur. I did look. I'm putting that out there, entrepreneur. Tell me something about yourself that you would like our listeners and our watchers to know.
So the reason why I call myself a serial networker and not the entrepreneur because I do chase every dream that I have, like every dream. But um, everybody call themselves an entrepreneur. I say networker because everywhere I go with the intention of creating an environment where everyone is welcome. So if you're a part of my team or not, guarantee if I walk in the room, I leave, you're gonna be a part of my team.
I can attest for that. My first experience with Miss Erin was at that I can remember because listen, y'all, sometimes I meet people and don't remember till later on. So let me
Mhm.
make sure I put that on the record.
We
um,
gonna see. We gonna see.
you understand? So my first experience with Miss Erin was her okay, I'm gonna try to get it right. See the race for the throne, the
Yeah.
fashion show, and the prom. Listen, it was so nice, so well put together,
Thank you.
and the experience I had felt like we had revisited prom.
Thank you. I really went. That was my vision. That was my vision. That was my vision.
it, it came to light. So now I want to ask you, what made you want to put on such a production? What gave you that drive to do that? And was this your first production?
So CTR4, meaning my fourth year. So no, it was not my first. My drive was actually initiated day one. So in 2017, I created a nursing brand called Curvy Nurse. I am a nurse. A lot of people may not know that anymore. Maybe they don't or do. But anyway, I'm a nurse, and I created a nursing apparel. And so I wanted to be a part of a fashion show, right? And the person that hosted the fashion show did not want me in. Do you hear me? So I went to my mom like I was thinking that I could be a part of a fashion show. They did not want me. She was like, "Make girl, make your own," and she was just said it like it was Sunday morning making biscuits. It was like so easy and simple to her. I'm like, make my own. I'm a nurse. I'm not in fashion. Girl, I reached out to one of my friends at the time. I was like, girl, I got an idea. You ready? She was like, yeah, come on. So we did it, right? Number one, at the Mediterranean. And I'm like, well, we probably going to get about 50 people. We had like 100 people. Okay. Then the next one we did at the Mediterranean again. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll probably get about 100, 150, almost 200. And I'm like, hmm, I'm on to something here, right? But then at the end of Curve the Runway 2, I said, I want to market everybody. I don't want people to just be coming to support me. I want, if you got a business and you one of my models, put your logo on the banner. If you if you work out, whatever you are, we gonna promote each other because you in here talk about yourself. Then I wanted to always take it to another level. So I'm like, well, long story short, I need to be on BET with the thoughts that I have, right? So my mom passed. Well, COVID happened. My mom passed. I began to be a travel nurse, And then my dream just got bigger seeing the world. Do you hear me? It was just like, what? I ain't been outside of Cleveland. It's a world out here. And it just told me I could do anything I wanted to do.
Mm.
Came back, mom passed, and it kind of put a damper in me. Was like, well, I only believed I could do anything because my mama was here. And I was like, you little girl, sit down. You just Erin in Cleveland. I'm like, you know what? I left, came back to Cleveland, and we had the Black Friday and the All Star Weekend. It was just so much. I was like, you know what? Nope, this for me. I'm a star. I ain't about to. I ain't settling. I said, told my quad, my brother owns Euphoria. I was like, hey, you got Fab at your at the lanes. I want Jadakiss at the fashion show. He was like, for what? Because I want him. So I did it.
Mm.
And then I realized I was still depressed. I wasn't happy. I was just creating to try to rise out of my depression. Girl, I sat down. I said, look, I want stadium status. I want glitz and glamour. But I go to productions and I always say that every event I put on, I always want it to be classy, whether it's a small birthday party to a big one. And I said, well, you know what? This is what I'm about to do. Every production from here on out is going to be classy. And that's
Mm.
there you have it.
See, you know what? I didn't know any of that at the start. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
You know that. So it just took me there to ask you about yourself. Like tell me something about yourself, even where that came from. And I did not know any of it. And thank you for sharing that and all the transparency that came along with what you just shared. Listen, you it's a lot to unpack there because you went about your mother being supportive, from her being supportive to no longer being here. And then you get into a space where you were just operating just
Mhm.
to get some happy, just to not think about it.
Mhm.
To this is what I always wanted, and this is where I am today.
Yeah.
How did you? If I ask you something that you may think is too much,
Go
just say
ahead.
too
I
much,
am
okay?
listen, baby, go ahead. Do what you
Okay,
do.
okay, because I felt that, but I'm like, wait a minute. Let me make sure I put the disclaimer out there before I go any
Mm-mm.
further.
Do
Um,
you?
so what made you first I want to ask you what made you like just continue to push even while you were dealing with grief?
So my belief in God had diminished, right? But it was always a vision in me where I was just like, I can't have this magnitude of life in me because my brain is always going. My brain is always telling me, "Oh, do this, do this, do this, do this," and I'm like, that's not in me for nothing. You know what I mean? Like I felt dead inside, but it was joy in me, and it was like a if I could be transparent, it was like a block, right? To where you got this block in your mind, but all around it is light. That that's how I was operating. It was like, okay, I got this cloud. Okay, people use cloud, so I got this cloud over me, but my heart is joyful. My mind is filtering and wanting me to do things, and I just kept saying, create to rise, create to rise, create to rise. And one day, I told my friend, I said, well, she's my best friend, she's my cousin. I said, girl, listen, I want to tell you, I'm ready to die. I want to die. And she's like, what? I'm like, my brain is telling me to do stuff that my heart don't want to do. Like I want to be woe is me. I want the world to know that I'm sad my mama gone, okay? And why how dare you want me to move on? And God, if you keep telling me to do this, I'm gonna just kill myself. It was like me battling myself. Girl, she came and got my kids. I laid down and said, God, now come get me. And he came and got me and was like, now, I tell people, like, now, fool, get up. Because he came and got me, and I felt so much weight lifted. And it was like, now I said, create to rise. And I'm doing it.
Mm, that's good. That's good. So, with that being said, you took that pain point
Hmm.
and God made you push past that pain point.
God said, I told you. Now, maybe you don't want to believe it because you ain't reading for yourself, but I got you. I told you I will never leave you nor forsake you.
Come on.
I told
You better
you
say it.
that I'm the mother to the motherless and the father to the fatherless, and you gonna do what I told you to do. And it was always a part in me was like, listen, I got too much. If you was to call me today and say, girl, I got an idea, woo, 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 I would literally know how to create something for you. And it was like, that's not just by coincidence. Girl, get over yourself and figure it out. And I'm like, listen, everybody keep telling me to be happy. They must don't know. My mama gone. They tripping. I found my joy, and it was God. And I realized that whoever leave me, because I work in a field where no kids are coming to visit. The older they get, they forget anyway. But the only thing they remember is God. Okay? So I don't care who with me or against me. I was in the belly of the beast, and the only person came and got me was God. So he say I go, I'm gonna be like, I may.
You better preach. See, I said I gotta go here. I felt that.
Go ahead,
I
girl.
felt that, and I just thank you for that transparency. When we talk about the relationship that you had with your mother, and then her leaving, and then you had to go through that belly to understand that you are your own happiness is what you had to find, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
You are your own happiness, and it came from within you. So speaking to people, and I usually do this at the end, but I'm gonna do it right here because this is where I feel it.
Hmm.
Speaking to people that may have had thoughts of leaving here on their own, what advice? What would you say to them?
My advice is push past that thought of, oh, don't nobody care, or um, I can't do this, because you have to find some source of strength to be able to do that. Mine was, it was not my kids, because let's backtrack. Let's go to the circle of the person that is going through this. So that's the family members, the friends that's supporting the person going through this. Be present, not judgmental. The last thing we need to hear, especially me, was, "Oh, you got kids." In my head, it was like, "Well, my mama left me, and she think I'm okay, so my kids gonna be okay." Everything that you can think of to say to someone in that position, don't, because we know we're strong. But when you tell us we're strong, it's like, oh, maybe it's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. You're grieving. God promises you your time. Everyone's gonna have that time to grieve. Pray for that person. Sometimes you can't even be that person to say, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you." Sometimes you just need to be there. If you listen, everything is going to be told to you. And so my story was, I just really needed people to listen so I can decompress. But when I heard you say, "Oh, God got you," it was like, stop telling me about God. For real, I
Yeah.
had got blasphemous. Like, you better back up. Don't talk to me about God. Because if God cared about me, why my mama gone? Because he know right now I'm on fire, and I find all it, I'm traveling. I'm able to take care of my mama. I'm able to take care of my children. I'm sending money home. It's just like I'm at the pivotal time of my life. And then you mean to tell me I'm out here saving lives, and you took my mama with COVID?
Mm.
Yeah, that's where I was at. I was terrible. And that's why I tell people too, we'll go back to it. If you're in that space, it's okay to not be okay.
Mm, that's right.
It's okay. Some days I was only had the energy to get up off the couch. Some days I ain't even had enough energy to breathe. So guess what? Me and you, God, you
Right.
controlling my breathing anyway. So it was real, real. And I was tired of putting that face on to make people, oh, she got this. She doing this. No, I want to lose my mind. Are you going to be there when I get it back?
That's right.
So I'm telling you, if you're in that moment, be okay with not being okay. And if you are the support system, just be present.
That's some advice. Y'all, I hope y'all listening. Like literally, that is some great advice and great transparency. I always tell people that we go through things not for ourselves. Like
Hmm.
we literally, when you are a real servant, you go through things and it has nothing to do with you. But our creator understands that we're going to be so obedient to go give
Wait,
that blueprint to somebody else so that they don't have to do the
I'm
same
getting
thing we
chills.
already did. You understand me? Ain't no need to recreate the wheel. Now that we
Mm-mm.
understand what this was about, now we can teach somebody else, show somebody else how to get past it. Like it's, you know, people, I see people, I know people who have ended it.
Hmm.
They didn't
Hmm.
think about it, they did it.
Me too.
And you always, I don't know if people understand, but you kind of know a person is not doing well if you're an intuitive person. If you really are a
Hmm.
spiritual person, you kind of know when somebody's not doing well.
Hmm. Hmm.
But once you have experienced that kind of pain of losing somebody, if you are really a believer in you, you're going to try to fix it and crack the code to make sure that nobody else, no matter, not just one, ever experience that again. And I want to
Hmm.
thank you for your total transparency, because people
No
need to
problem.
hear that by different people, not just one or
Hmm.
two, but to know that somebody who's successful, you're doing very well in what you do. You are over here, just like you said, networking and doing some amazing things, but you still battled that. However, you pushed.
But God, baby,
That
but
was a pain
God.
point, right?
Hmm. That was my Goliath. Okay, that was my Goliath. I said, I can't believe God saved me. You know, because not everybody had that story. And I thought you was gonna go a little deeper with the relationship because I know you just ain't got there yet. But the deeper part of my experience was I'm a very spiritual person, right? And my questioning to God was, why do you have me here?
Come on.
Okay? Why do you have me here? Because I'm gonna be real with you. I just want my purpose. And it just gave me, I was listening to Sarah Jakes one day. I was, matter of fact, the day my mom died, I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me again because he admitted he had a baby. Okay?
I wish this wasn't water, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I mean it's water. I wish it wasn't, but go ahead. I'm like, wait.
And do you know, I was ready for next. I was just like, okay. And he was like, you okay? I am. And he's like, oh, I'm here. I said, okay. I was so hollow in the inside that I was just wanting to feel something. So the fact that he was present was like, okay, I feel this, right? The day we buried my mama, I broke up with him. And everybody was like, what? You gonna go through two heartaches at one time? I said, we gonna be good, okay? We gonna be good. Because I thought that nigga, excuse my language,
It's
I
okay.
thought he broke my heart. But closing the casket on my mama, that's a battle like no other. And when I tell you, I had like a shrine of my mother in my front room because people had showered me with stuff. Then I slept in my bed when I slept in the bed with a pillow that was in the casket with her. Just crazy, girl. Just crazy. I just think back like, girl, you was doing the most. But, you know,
I was trying not to laugh.
like, girl, stop it. And you can laugh.
Oh
And
Lord.
I remember calling him over. I said, I had been ignoring him, then he ignored me. Then it was like this one day, I was just like, I just want to see him. And I know he gonna come. So he came over and he laid in my bed and I laid next to him. And when my head hit the pillow, because every night my head hit the pillow, I'm like, come get me, God. But this particular night, I was in a realm. Like, I knew I wasn't asleep. He knew I wasn't asleep. These demons was like literally in my face. And I ain't
Mm.
going crazy on y'all. This is serious. Now you can believe it if you want to or not, but this is why you can't change my walk with God. Because baby, I seen them, I felt them, and I knew they were there. Because my life, like I said, remember I said it felt like a cloud just was there. But I knew I had happiness, right? And then his light just shined so bright over me. And when I actually woke up, I was like, oh, thank you, God. Just like that. No more dark days, no more crying spells, no more anger, no more frustration, no nothing. Spirit told me to clean my house and my shrine. I got rid of everything. And it said never, ever lay with this man again.
Mm.
Never did.
Better
Get him
say that.
gone. Bye bye. See you later. And when he was like, when I got up, jumped up like, he was like, man, I was been trying to wake you up for like 15 minutes. He like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know, but you gotta go. And I had went through so much with him in that relationship to where it was like, you know how you dealing with narcissistic people and they do stuff and then they like, I love you, and it's like, okay, well, if this person loves me and he's doing me like this, do do people that really say they love me love me? So I was going through that. Yeah, I was going through that too. So we ain't got to worry about that no more because it's
So
like,
now I'm gonna ask you this. You said when you hit that thought process of if this is how he treats me and he says he loves me, do the other people in my life love me? How, and like I said, I don't want to
go
dig,
ahead,
but
girl.
how did your spirit respond to that?
It was a reassurance that he said, one foot in front of the other, and I'll guide you. I'm never gonna not tell you who is for you. And to be honest, since that day, I've been making good. Yeah, I've been knowing, and when the spirit let me know, I don't question it no more. I don't question it at all. Like when my mom, I lost my mom, I stopped. You know the intuition you get, all that died. I cared nothing about nothing. I had been through so much where it was like, girl, now you knew that was gonna happen, but I didn't care, right? Moving forward, when the spirit tell me stuff, I'm like, oh, gotta go.
I'm laughing because I'm gonna share a little bit with you, and I try not to share a whole lot about myself, especially on these. But you talked
That's
about your mother passing and then breaking up with somebody that you thought you were in love with. Find out everything that you said. When my father passed away, I ended up breaking up with somebody that I thought I was gonna marry. Like literally the day after we buried my father. Almost exactly what you said, verbatim, happened to me.
people need to know we we experience the same things. You never know how much we go through.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell
That's
you,
the
it
same.
it was so crazy because they were like, "You just gonna break up with him and you love him." I was like, "But I love me more, and if I could lose my daddy, I ain't worried about this." Like I just,
Baby, you hear me?
I've been single ever since. I'm just saying, like, I'm just waiting for that person that's for me. Like, it's I'm not in a rush. I'm so hyper focused on what I'm trying, what God has me
Huh,
to
huh,
do,
huh.
and I'm just excited about the connections that I've been making. Like I said, I came to your show, and
You
when I
came
walked,
to the rehearsal and we needed somebody to stand in line and you suited and booted.
you weren't supposed to tell everybody.
She did it. I ain't
Did
gonna
I?
tell nobody else.
Now y'all can't tell everybody. Now, I did. I wasn't gonna say no, did I? I just what?
You hopped in line. So the thing about the thing about Curve the Runway 4, we created a different, because remember I told you I kept hearing create to rise. I want to literally move it from Curve the Runway to stand for create to rise now, because I want to get the children that's interested in doing everything. Like I'm a producer. I do this, I do that. Every component of the fashion show, we're going to train the kid to do, and they're going to put their own fashion shows on. I feel like these children need to see real life heroes. They don't want to see the people that they can aspire to be that's on TV. No. When the kid, I work in the school district too, so the kid heard me talking about the fashion show, and they're like, Jada Kiss. Oh, my dad loved Jada Kiss. Like, I'm like, yeah, your dad probably around my age. He like, how you get to do that? I said, my mind told me I could. You don't think your mind could tell you can? He like, man, I always see people dreaming. I don't never see their dreams. That stuck in my head because I said I grew up around here. I grew up right down the street. Oh, but you a nurse. I still grew up right down the street in the same hood that you are growing up in now. So that means I'm touchable. Things are obtainable. You just got to see it. So I feel like the kids got to be exposed to that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you know.
Mm-hmm. You're
I was
right.
always fascinated by BET and all of their awards, and I'm like, I could do better than that. And I tried it with the look with the backdrop, and you see the video playing in the back. Like I tried it, and I feel like we was able to bring it to life, and I just want to go up with it. I want these kids to be like, man, I produced a fashion show when I was 12. You know, build their resumes.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, so you when you got was that your first approach at fashion when you decided to design the whole scrub line?
Yes, yes. I just really, so I'm a very down to earth, humble person, right? And so I love my patients. Like I am overly obsessed with my patients. I love their families. I love everything about nursing. So I used to start wearing stuff that says like nursing references, right? And I was working at Eliza Bryant, and my patient, who he barely talked to anybody, I was new on the dementia unit, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna wear things on the when I work on a dementia unit that kind of jog their memory, so colorful stuff and stuff like that get their attention. So I was always the one that's standing out. So he was like, this one guy, he say, there go my curvy nurse, and it just stuck because I didn't even know he talked. He was on hospice. He used to keep his eyes closed, but the colors that I had on my shirt stuck out to him, right? And the last day before he passed away, he was like, Curvy nurse, come here, curvy nurse, feed me some applesauce. I was like, nah, you ain't supposed to have nothing by mouth. He's like, well, you a nurse, right? If you feed me, you can't let me die. I said, now you know I don't have no control over life and death now. And everybody was just like in shock that he was talking to me and that he was responding, because they have it on there that he's dying, which he was. He was, you know, he was failing to thrive, but he wasn't dead. He just ain't, y'all ain't excite him. Like a little kid, they ain't gonna watch black and white all day, but you see some color they like.
Right, right.
And I guess he loved the curvy nurse, so it stuck.
Wow, I love it. So you went from a curvy nurse to curvy CEO.
So the funny thing was, I only dropped nurse because I already had a curvy nurse page, and I was bartending, right? And this girl was like, what that mean?" I was like, curvy nurse. She was like, "We just gonna start calling you Curvy," and Curvy stuck. So I was like, okay, well, it's sticking. I'm just call myself Curvy CEO, and it stuck. And it was so at that time it was so many things that was coming out named Curvy. It was crazy. So I put two V's in mine.
Listen, I'm like, I don't know what it's about, but I'm quite sure it's the reason behind it. And you gave it to me. It's so funny because before I could even ask the question I want to ask you, you go ahead and answer it. Like you just start talking. I was like, I, I was about to answer that anyway. Like, you know,
Go
I was
on ahead. I'm sorry. Let
it.
me
Nah,
sit back.
that's that connection. It's okay.
No,
I
you're
welcome
dope.
it.
You are dope. One thing I can say that I appreciate about you is that when you a networker, you you don't mind people that's not approachable because it's like, okay, I'm gonna approach you anyway. But when it's organic and it's like a mutual feed to where you can, hey, how you doing? Hey, queen. Hey, beautiful. It's like, yes, because I don't have to go through all of the tape, the rope, and convincing. It's like, girl, let's help each other. That's you.
So now people know that that is my real personality when you see me. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. You going to fall in love with Carly.
listen, thank you for that. Look, you so
No, that's dope. That's dope.
thank you.
That's something we can't change. You shouldn't change because we get black women in in this world. We get criticized because of how we treat each other. So that's a blessing. Being welcoming is a blessing.
You listen, it's the energy. You already know, you already understand that you really do magnetize who you are.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
if you are an open person, open being, and you're loving and kind, you're going to get that back. If you're negative and everything always happening to you, then that's going to happen. So it depends on. I gotta hit it both ways. I can't leave other people standing. Like they have to understand.
They
Each
gotta know.
person needs to understand that you are what you eat. So if you giving this hate, then that's what you getting back. And you max when you go to the grocery store, you don't get no favor. So the thing is, when you are loving and you kind and that's what you give,
Praise
that's
break.
what you get. Like when you
Yes.
when you are open to receive or you open to give, it has a lot to do with even the pain point. You were opened up. This happened to me. I receive it, but I also you get and you give. It's the same hands.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's the
Hmm.
same hands,
Hmm.
so
Yes. 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 That's powerful because it's real. That's true. You
it's you
you
are
have
what you
to.
eat. What are you doing? What does your crop look like today? Like, so let's make sure.
You see this face
That's why I had to laugh. Like that crop you receiving, it's because those are the seeds you
because
planted.
you
So
putting out the
just just understand if you don't like the crop, then stop planting that. Like, okay,
doo
so
doo
let's listen.
doo doo doo. The answer is look in the mirror. And I used to always wonder why my mom, Carly.
Huh?
My mama was something else, lady. This lady would say, ugly. She called anybody ugly. I was like, Ma, they not ugly. She was like, well, they got ugly ways, so they ugly too. And it wasn't until I got grown, so I'm like, my mama ain't never lied. That woman. Because you can look at the most beautiful soul. And it now with me, like my mom was old school. See, I'm new generation. I'd be like, you know what? I see a hurt woman. I can't believe you wanted to wake up in that much mess. So, hey, girl, look, it's going to be okay. And I keep on moving. Because I can't believe they really want to live like that. Because I'm telling you, it wasn't me. But I was
But
so,
you know, I don't know if they want to live like that, or people don't tell people the truth no more. That let's go there. People lie to each other for the
mm-hmm,
sake of their feelings, and that's where deliverance and help it lies there.
mm-hmm,
So like you said, if a person is dealing with these type of thoughts, this is how you handle them, right? You know this
mm-hmm.
is how you should handle these people. Just be there for them and listen to them. So when it comes to people that, oh, I lose my train of thought just that quick.
You're fine.
When it comes to people that girl, listen, now I gotta go somewhere else because I done lost. Listen, y'all, it's live and I done lost my train of thought. Something happened in the background.
When it comes to people, it just is.
It just is. Let's go there. It just is.
you know,
So, like when you were a little girl, and I want to take you back to think about it. When you were a little girl, what is it that you always wanted to be or do?
a nurse. I wanted to
You
be a
always
nurse.
see.
I always wanted to be a nurse. I always cared for people. I always like it was nothing. It was no question. No question. I always had to be somebody that mattered, and I felt like a nurse mattered because my father was older that raised me, right? So I'm always at the doctor with him, and I seen how they care for people, and I'm like, I want to do that. I want to care for people like that. I want people to make people feel better, you know, and I want to wear all white. Then I end up being a nurse. They don't even wear all white no more. It's like y'all ain't even nice. What is happening? But shout out to the proven nurse, which is also myself, because you heard it here first. I have written an ebook for customer service for healthcare.
Let them know where they can get that ebook.
It's actually gonna drop on my 10th anniversary for nursing, which is February 28th. Yep. So I'm definitely working on publishing and everything for that, but it's definitely dropping February 28th, my 10th year anniversary for nursing.
Your birthday, February 28th, and then mine is January
No,
28th.
not my birthday. My birthday October 7th.
Oh,
My
a
anniversary,
Libra.
my anniversary for being a nurse, 10 years.
Oh,
So I'm
wow.
gonna drop it on the 10th year. Yep.
I love it. Listen, I'm telling you, these different institutions, medical institutions, need to buy it in the bulk and have a I'm just saying, Metro
Yes.
Health and Cleveland Clinic and all these other surrounding hospitals or wherever you are located. When you see this footage,
Yes.
you guys need to download that. I don't know where it's going to be. I'm gonna put a clip on my page so that you guys can
When it's
order
ready,
this.
they listen. I told everybody a week prior to it actually dropping, I'm gonna pitch it to all of them, so they gonna get it
I
because they
love
need
it.
it. They need it. It's a need. People don't trust nurses anymore, and we the number one. We were number one. It's like we dropped to 10 or something. It's like no, we supposed to be trustworthy, and y'all
See,
out here lying.
I'm about to jump over somewhere. Or
Jump.
should I say I'm about to drop and give me 30? Can you explain to these people what exactly drop and give me 30 is?
So short story, right? June 11th, I am um I'm at Euphoria meeting Jagged Edge, having the time of my life. The next morning, I'm talking to my cousin about, like, girl, yeah, I took a picture. They sang my song. And she said, I don't know why this man keep calling me, our cousin's baby father. I'm like, girl, just answer, right? She answered. She called me back, screaming. I said, hello? What's going on? She said, she gone. I said, who gone? Our cousin died, right? 36. Yes. My life flashed before my eyes. I said, I was literally just having the time of my life. And while I was having the time of my life, and me and my cousin were on the phone, they found our cousin dead. And it was so heartbreaking. It's like you instantly found yourself in her shoes, right? They closed the body bag on her because we went over there. They closed the body bag, and it was like, as they told us this coroner report, I literally seen my whole life. And I'm like, I don't want the coroner to tell my children the same thing we just heard. It was like, get your life together right now. I said, oh, I'm not about to be unhealthy anymore. If I can help it, I will not die from being unhealthy. The next day, I started working out. Okay. A week later, I told my whole team, we are going to hold each other accountable. And if you want to be a part of Curve the Runway 4, now mind you, I started with a whole bunch of people. I said, if you want to be a part of this, you will change your whole mind, body, and soul. Because I will not believe that you want the best for me if you don't want the best for you. Okay? They start dropping like flies. So much was going on. I said, because I'm covered. Mind you, I got God already, right? I need y'all to get him and get right. Because when the devil started trying to attack me and mine, he ain't gonna get nowhere with me. We gonna get somewhere with y'all because y'all ain't right. I said, oh, this is hitting. People in St. Louis, shout out to St. Louis, people in Chicago. It was like people was picking up on the CTR for accountability posts. I was posting every day. I got to the gym, so I showed them worship, workout, work. So it was me telling the community, as busy as I am, I'm getting it done. You can too. Spirit told me, do something where it's monumental, not just on this level. Do something monumental. Jump out of the box. I'm like, well, ain't nobody gonna think of me as no fitness coach. Well, you ain't no fitness coach. You going to facility, networking, because it's still a network, right? And I'm showing people if I can do it, the lay person, right? You can too. So Drop and Give Me 30 was birthed. And the pilot was me actually dropping in classes. So I dropped in classes. I'm like, these places actually could use my marketing. So across the board, with vegan, so we go into meal preppers. I mean, anybody in the fitness industry, the health industry, mental illness, like all that. Anything that has to do with mind, body, and soul, worship, workout, and work. They could contact me too if they want some, to be on the podcast. But basically, it's me traveling to different locations, showing different aspects and different people's way of workout. So I just yesterday just take 2 with a guy who do military training.
Oh,
Yeah.
look.
I was like, I'm not doing that. But I
Oh,
forgot it's for the people, right? It's for the people.
mm. Listen,
I said, I'm scared.
well, you look good.
But I got to the point, and I appreciate that. I got to the point where it was like, I knew I was telling myself a lot. I was telling myself, oh, I'm still pretty, or I still get dudes. Girl, sit down somewhere. You're unhealthy. You're unhealthy. So it wasn't about the weight. It was like you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
Get healthy. And the weight just started dropping. I literally went to the gym every day. Now I do it like 5 days a week. But if I don't go, I still make sure I get my steps in.
Lord.
Drop it, give me 30. We interview and work out. And then you know what? They can even opt in to getting us to sign up for their mob class. Because if we mob, that means a group of my people, we come and support their gym.
Mm.
Yep.
That sounds like fun. Listen, I was talking to our creator about doing some. Look, I'm pouring my glass of water. About having accountability partners with this whole journey I'm on, and so I'm saying this on the broadcast.
Account of who? I'm listening. Sip your water. Sip it.
Accountability partners and all.
Mhm.
So, of course, I signed up to do a drop-in class on this Saturday.
Give it to me. I want it.
This Saturday is that on the November the 18th. I will be in the building for dropping Give Me 30,
Yes, she will be
and
in
I
the
will be
building.
recording or live, one of the two. And so, y'all, let me see. Ooh.
Yes.
I didn't put it out there. Look, I didn't put it out there. Like I told you. So we
And you
gonna see
booked your
from here.
bag. You ain't just tell me you booked your bag. People can hold them. They might not care about letting you down, but when they put their money on the wood,
Oh
they
yeah.
think long and hard about canceling.
Oh yeah. I was ready. I said, listen, I'm coming. And when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
That's a good thing too. Being a woman of your words stands really, really tight with me.
And
Cause
I
you
also
just
said I might fall, I might trip, I mean, I'm just joking. I'm just, Lord, I'm just joking. Because, I
no,
saw something in the
Layla,
spirit. It
no,
was a
Layla,
joke, Father.
Layla Ali. That's Holia Field. We got you. We got some gloves for you. I'm about to go boxing right now. You know,
Oh, I'm
any
ready. I'm so ready for this part of my journey. And I'm so grateful to have walked into that space. You said Elijah Bryan, a light bulb, bing. So I'm gonna talk to you about that off the air. But that's so funny. I used to work there before. So
our history, man. That's a history. That's the. That's all I could say.
so thank you for joining the show. Thank you for trusting me with you. I didn't even give you really a topic or anything. I'm like, do you mind? This is how I do it. And you were just ready and excited. And I'm excited for everything that you're doing, whether I know it or not, because I just feel the spirit of greatness and anticipation on you. And I just
Yeah.
grateful that you allow our creator to utilize you, to be open enough to be transparent, to help other people. Everything that you are, I'm going to say thank you to you and thank the creator for using you. All of that good stuff. Um, if do you have a website for your scrubs?
I do not because I actually walked away from that when I lost my mom. It was like I had no care for it. I was trying to turn away from nursing in all. But what I can say is if they could follow me on Instagram for Drop It Give Me 30, the prudent nurse,
There you go.
or just the curvy CEO. Okay? And stay tuned because I guarantee they can utilize anything. Because you know what? I do everything for real. Like, God woke me up and said, girl, stop. I feel like he hit me with the 3-piece, though, because it was like, okay. All right, I got you.
I got you.
I got you. You know, I don't like the taste of my blood, so you good. Um, because I was writing friends business plans and branding and always connecting the dots for people for free. And he said, "Now you gon' these gifts gonna get monetized." So I do that. So Kirby CEO Ventures, I tell people all the time, look, everybody always think that my dreams be this small, or I reverse that, be so big, and they be thinking this small, right? And then when they see it, they be like, wow, like dang, like yeah, it's serious. So I'll just say that too. Like if you got a dream, you need somebody encouraging it, I'll let you girl. Cause I'm going, yeah, you can do it, you all the way through. Oh, you got this. Oh, your friend don't support you. It's cool. They gon' regret it. Your family. Remember we were talking about relationships. Them family too. Like God is good all the time. So when you got a dream and nobody believes in it, stay with him. Okay? Cause I heard a sermon today. He said the turtle and the giraffe eat the same color food, right? And it's like, but the turtle don't ever see what the giraffe eating. So you think about it, it's like, stay in your lane. If he gave you the vision, don't think about what that turtle doing. Okay? Go for it. And book me, because I'm gonna help you do it.
Listen, y'all heard it here. You guys have heard it here. Another amazing interview. Today we had Miss Erin Brooks,
This is
Miss
fresh.
Kirby CEO. Listen, all of that in the building. I told you it's going to be an exclusive interview. And you guys got it here live. Look,
Yes.
bloopers and all. Thank you
Yes.
so much
I will
for
always be here. We gonna go to the top, and I'ma still be like, I gotta get my interview because Carly gonna be everywhere, okay? And I'll be like, can I get it? Tell Carly it's Kirby CEO. I got something to say.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Listen, the gratitude, I appreciate it. And everything that you do. Keep being yourself, keep loving out loud, keep being that big ball of walking heart that you are and inspiring other people.
Thank
You
you
are
so
an
much.
amazing spirit. You are just radiant. I don't know, I just keep doing that. And you're a mother. Let me say that.
Three and two very active because they play sports in every
And you
season.
doing
Okay,
that thing. I'm gonna take
send
some
help.
notes from you because I need to know how you doing all of that, all of everything like that.
Part two, book it.
Thank you. I'm gonna let her go because she has something to do, somewhere to be, and she gave me some time with her today. Thank you, Kirby CO. Thank you, everybody who's watched my platform today. I will see you
Thank you
guys back
guys.
here this Sunday. We're gonna have the co-ed group gonna be back in here talking about relationships. This thing is gonna be out of control. I will see you back here Sunday at 5
Oh, I'm
p.m.
gonna be
Eastern Standard
tuned
Time.
in.
Y'all better, because I'm telling you, if you ain't follow me, so you can see when these shows are going to pop up. You'll get the notification immediately.
And I'm gonna be real with you. If you ain't tuned in to Fell in Love with Carly, I don't know what you're doing. Bye.
Oh, thank you. Look, I love y'all. Now go ahead and love yourselves. Bye now.
Bye bye.